Today we are making our very own consumables with the help of Cappy and his candy cigarettes. Thanks to F4LLOUT Gaymer for the idea. Be sure to check out their channel when you're done here. There will be a link in the description. Chems in Fallout's creation kit are actually potions. This is just a holdover from Skyrim, and they can be found in the magic section. I've already created the individual cigarette as a potion. If I open it up, you can see that it has a few magic effects attached to it. These are things like health regen, carry weight, and increasing special stats. You can see that this item increases your agility and perception by 1 for 300 seconds or 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to create the cigarette pack with its own effects. Just close this, right click, and new. We're going to give the record an editor ID. So we'll call this FLT Candy Cig Pack, and we'll call this Cappy's Candy Cigarettes. We don't need to worry about a description, and for the model, you can copy this from another item. You can find your list of models in your data. So we want the cigarette packet. If I click open, you can see I've already got my own special texture for this. Press OK. We don't need to worry about destruction data or the sounds at the moment, or addictions. The preview transform, this is normally used in menus. If I come down, I will find Misc Smoke Pack. There we go. The weight is how much it will weigh in your inventory. In the keywords, we want to right click and choose add, and we want to give it an object type. Since these are some sweets or candy, we want object type, and we will go with food. Just add that in, and on here we will choose food item as the type there. Now we're going to add some effects. That is done in the results window. So if I right click and choose new, we get this effect item box pop up, and in the effect drop down you can see all the different effects. For this I'm going to do the same as the single cigarette, which was fortify, agility, food, and we're going to have this as twice as effective as the single one. So magnitude is the strength of it. So for our special stats, this is just the number of points that it increases it by. So we will use 2. And the duration, we will go for 10 minutes or 600 seconds. We don't need to worry about conditions. This is, you want to do some fancier bits later on. Just press OK. And we'll do the same for perception. So again, right click, new, find it in the list, fortify perception food, 2 and 600 seconds. Press OK. So now the packet will be increasing our agility and perception by 2 for 10 minutes. Just close that out by clicking OK. So we could be completely finished by now, but this would involve us dropping our item into the world. So we're going to make it craftable. So we need to create a constructible object for it. You can see we've already got the single cigarette there as well. What we'll do, just to save some time, is we will take the jet constructible object, which is co_chem jet, right click, duplicate, and then you can see we've got our copy. We're going to open this one up. We're going to change the ID to something unique. So I'm just going to call this Candy Cig Pack. We can leave most of these alone, so it's going to land in our chem lab. The created object, we can just type in what we want. So FLT Candy Cig Pack. It's going to create one. and the recipe filters are the category in the workbench where it will show up. So currently it is in drug, and if you right click and add, you can change that if you want, but we will just leave it where it is for the moment because I don't believe there is any for food, and it's definitely not a soup, so we'll leave recipe drug. The required item list is what we need to craft the item, so we can highlight these, right click and delete just to remove them, right click, new, and we can put in what we want to actually craft them. So you can see that it has there C_fertilizer. So if I put C, that's a component. This is what we use for crafting the items. So you could pick whatever you want out of here, or you could just pick a random item that you want to use. In this instance, I'm going to use sugar bombs, and I just want 1 pack of sugar bombs to change them into my cigarettes. You can see there, count as 1, item is sugar bombs, and we can press OK. Since we changed the copy, it's asking us if we want to create a new item, and since we just changed the name, we just want to choose no, and then when asked for a show, we just say yes. So now that we can craft our item, if you want to see it out in the world, we need to add it to some levels lists. This will allow you to find it in random loot while exploring. For this, we need a quest. In the object window, come to character, and then quest, and right click, new, give it an ID, and we want it to be start game enabled, run once, press OK, and then we have to find our quest again and open it up. If we come to the script section, if we choose add, and we want to choose new script, the name of the script, we'll just call this Candy Sig Injection Quest. Namespace is just a way of keeping your scripts organized, so I always put mine in a FLT namespace. Extends quest, which is fine. We can press OK. In the property window, we want to add a couple of different levels lists as well as our item. So we click this add property button, and first we'll add our new item. So we want potion, and we give it a name. You can keep this generic, so if I do item to add 1, that would just give me a standard way of just going into this item. So we could reuse this script later on, or you could put the name of the item, which I believe is FLT Candy Sig. We can check the potion. Yep, FLT Candy Sig. And if I press OK, we'll see that it has populated the value, but we can still change it if we want to. I'm going to add the pack as well. So that is FLT Candy Sig pack. OK. And that one's pre-filled as well. And I'm not 100% sure on which list I want this to be added to, so I'm going to choose leveled item, and we'll say leveled list 01, and you can see that it hasn't defaulted to anything, so we can choose edit value and we can find our levels list. So if I do LL, there's lots of them, and we can see all of the different levels lists here. I believe if I put junk, I'll just find the different junk ones. So I want to put it into LL junk small. Add another one. You repeat this process as many times as you need to. Once you're done with all of your properties, press OK. And then if you hover over your script, right click and choose Edit Source, you get a little window pop up with all of the properties that you've just added. So we've got the SIG and the pack, and then leveled item property level list 01, 02, 03. And we need to add a event, which is event on quest init. We just put end event. I will include the script in the description below, so don't worry about that. And in here we want to do the list that we want to add the item to. So we do leveled list 01 dot add form, and then what we want to add, so FLT candy sig, this would be whatever your potion property is, as form. Next is the level, and then the amount. And we repeat this for each of our items that we want to add. So I'm just going to copy this, keep that as 1, put in the pack. We have level list 1, level list 2, level list 3, sig pack on each one. And then just to ensure our script doesn't keep running every time, we can just put in complete quest and then parentheses and Control S to save it, and you will see compile of one file finished, succeeded. If it doesn't succeed, just make sure that your properties are named the same as you're using down here, and you'll be all good. So we can close this window, and before loading up the game, just double check your properties to make sure that they all have a value set. So we've got this here, and then we can press OK. And now we can jump into game and see our items in the crafting station, and if we're lucky we might find it out in a box somewhere. Come down to drug, we can find Cappy's Candy Cigarette. We can see that it gives +1 perception, +1 agility for 1 set of sugar bombs, so we'll craft that. The packet is +2 perception, +2 agility, and then we have carton as well, which is +2 perception, +2 agility, +1 charisma. And if we come in here, we can see, and if we use it, we can see that we get agility 2 for 15 minutes, perception 2 for 15 minutes, and charisma 1. If we come to stats and then go to special, we can see we've got perception, +1 charisma, and +2 agility, and there we have it. If you found this video helpful, guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and check out the Nexus, as this mod will be available for download by the time this video goes live. Thanks, guys.